On July 6th, the Utah Department of Licensing gave Provo Canyon School its biggest consequence to date, revoking its license to operate the Springville campus, citing failure to care for and protect the children in its care. Then came the revocation of the Provo Boys campus July 16th. This is the first time that I have ever truly felt hopeful that PCS will be shut down, but the fight is not nearly over. I was held at Provo Canyon School as a 14 to 16-year-old girl from 2003 to 2005. My time in that place and the aftermath of the abuse that occurred there propelled me into the work of both understanding the broader industry that creates environments like PCS and raising awareness of the issue in order to stop it. I went public with my story independently in 2008, before there was celebrity attention on this issue. I then worked as a founder of the hashtag #BreakingCodeSilence movement in 2019, and later in the docuseries Teen Torture, Inc. As a result of these efforts, I have received hundreds of messages from people with their own stories to tell me, many from PCS specifically. Survivors describe the scars left by Provo Canyon School, some physical, some emotional, but all devastating to observe. I have been reached out to by parents who shared with me that their children died by suicide in the wake of the trauma at PCS. I've heard from former staff who feel crushed under the guilt of witnessing but failing to act to stop abuse. After years of advocates raising the alarm about this facility, hundreds of reports, investigations, and recorded violations involving the treatment of the children under its care, PCS is finally facing meaningful consequences with the imminent closure of both campuses. This news has brought a wave of gratitude from survivors of institutional child abuse that this business will finally no longer be permitted to take children. However, as expected, Provo Canyon School is attempting to appeal this revocation. For those of us who understand this institution far too well, Provo Canyon School cannot be given any more chances. While at PCS, I was dragged from a top bunk by my feet and often left in isolation well after multi-billion-dollar conglomerate Universal Health Services took over operations. My head was shaved for having a haircut that went against code. After I attempted to run away, the punishment of isolation and forced silence broke me down. I was then met with more time in a bare cell, and daily, sometimes twice daily, forced injections of haloperidol, which left me unconscious on the cement floor for hours. I watched the same happen to other girls. Sometimes these girls would experience twitching, drooling, and lasting jaw contortions from the over-administration of these forced injections, all warning signs of toxicity from the drug. They never, to my knowledge, received medical care. I saw violent, unnecessary restraints that left children injured, severe medical neglect, and I was aware of multiple situations in which staff were sexually abusing my peers. Many similar situations to these are seen reflected in PCS's current violations. Since the mid-70s, PCS has functioned or malfunctioned beneath the cloud of allegations of child abuse. It has taken decades for the truthfulness and consistency of these allegations to come into focus. PCS has developed an institutional culture all its own, in which underqualified, undersupported staff have been left to provide supervision and treatment to vulnerable children with vastly different mental, physical, and emotional needs. The power structure and high-stress system imposed on both children and staff create a reactive environment which breeds abusive behavior. Violence, misused and abusive physical restraint, chemical restraint, humiliation, neglect, and sexual abuse have been, from my experience, the backbone of this culture throughout the lifetime of this facility. These children don't usually understand the abuse for what it is as it is occurring. They just know that life is hard and they have to adapt. As we age and comprehension dawns, a different kind of suffering and hopefully healing begins. Through maintaining friendships with some of my peers from PCS, I have seen that the effects are lifelong. Sometimes the nightmares are too. Following from my experience, what I've learned from the contacts that I've received, and now the complaints and cases that have led to the current actions being taken to close the facility, it is absolutely clear to me that the patterns of abuse from my time there have continued. PCS repeatedly puts its efforts into protecting its institutional standing rather than doing what it claims to do for children, at both the Springville and Provo compounds. While minor changes have been made, medical neglect, violence, violent restraint, and sexual abuse appear to remain as present as ever. There are so many people holding their breath right now, hoping beyond hope that this decision to close Provo Canyon School holds. that it will finally be denied access to vulnerable youth and barred from further opportunities to cause harm while padding the pockets of UHS. Children deserve safe help. That cannot happen until we stop allowing them to be abused for profit while calling it care. I am so hopeful to see that we are almost there, but Utah has to stand its ground now and step further. Provo Canyon School must finally be stopped. If you've been affected by Provo Canyon School or have firsthand knowledge of what has been happening there, your words matter now. This statement is adapted from a letter that I've sent myself to officials and the governor of Utah. If you'd like to, you can follow the link included in this video to find tips on what to write and who to send it to. The fight is not over, and now is not the time to give up. We must never shut up.